Hi everyone, my name is Megan and I am a nutritionist here at the Midland WIC Clinic through Mid-Michigan Community Action Agency. So today I am going to be going into a little bit more detail about the supplemental food packages we can provide to our clients. So these packages will be for pregnant women, postpartum women, infants, and then children all the way up to the age of 5. So the package is going to be tailored based on the developmental status, the needs of the client, the age, all that kinds of stuff. So I'll go ahead and start off by talking about breastfeeding, formula feeding, pregnant and postpartum women first. So a lot of their packages are going to be tailored to fit the nutrient needs that they need during this important time of life. So some of the stuff included in their package would include fruits and vegetables. We can do fresh, frozen, or canned for the fruits and vegetables. It will also include cheese, eggs, we do peanut butter, dry beans, canned beans, whole grains, which have a lot of options. For the whole grains, you can do bread, there's brown rice, whole grain pastas, whole grain tortillas, and then we also do low-fat or non-fat yogurt as well as milk. As far as the infant packages go, we do like to try to encourage breastfeeding as much as possible just because there's so many benefits for both mom and baby. But if formula is needed, we are able to provide that as well. As far as the types of formulas we can provide, there's many different types. If it is a special formula, most of the time we will need medical documentation from a doctor saying why the patient needs it. But once we get that, we can usually get it out to them and they're good to go. Once the child reaches 6 months of age, we then do start providing baby foods on top of either the breastfeeding or formula. So we include fruit and vegetable baby foods, baby cereal, meat baby foods, so lots of good stuff for the babies. Once that child reaches 1 year of age, we do start providing a lot of the same foods we provide for our postpartum and pregnant women. So again, fruits and vegetables, whole grains, milk, yogurt, cheese, all that kinds of stuff. From ages 1 to 2, we do provide whole milk for the client, and then once they reach age 2, it does go down to the low-fat milk, so that's the skim 0.5% or 1% milk that we provide. Other than that, from 1 to 5, the packages stay pretty much the same, except the yogurt and milk choices change at age 2, like I mentioned. So other than that, I do like to mention that we do try to include everyone. So we can provide packages for people with special dietary needs, such as lactose intolerance, or if a client is vegan, we're able to tailor the packages specifically to them so they can still be included. So I think that is a great part of the program. The state also just expanded a bunch of our options, so there's lots of different choices for everyone. They added in more organic things, more gluten-free options, so lots of good stuff there. If you ever do want to know what foods we provide, the amounts we can provide each month, or the specific brands that you can get, you can always reach out to our clinic and we can get you a food guide, or you can also access that food guide by just Googling Michigan WIC Food Guide. Thank you.
Hi everyone, so to celebrate National Nutrition Month this month of March, my nutrition topic that I wanted to talk about is picky eating, because a lot of parents come to me and worry about this. So let's go over some tips for picky eating. So my number one tip is don't label your child as a picky eater. This kind of creates the idea for both of you that he or she is just not going to try new foods, and it kind of limits you from actually making those goals to try new foods and become less picky. So don't label them as a picky eater. Just say my child is a selective eater or something like that. The next tip is to review your meal times and your routines around meals. So try to get your child involved in your meal in some way, whether it's helping to prepare it, set the table, whatever it might be. Getting them involved in the meal is going to make them more excited to try it. And then having a regular mealtime routine and meal schedule is really important. So it's important to plan out your meals and snacks and things like milk and stuff, so that they have this they have an expectation of when to eat, and then their body can adjust. And then making sure your mealtime environment is right. So actually sitting down at the table if you can, turning off your TVs and distractions, and just trying to get everyone focused on the meal. And then the next thing is letting your child choose what and how much of that he wants. So if you make a meal with like a roll, potatoes, meat, and broccoli, put all those things on your kid's plate and then let him choose what of each of those things he wants, how much he wants, because at this age, children really want to have control. They want to test their boundaries and see what kind of control they can have. So that is my biggest tip, is just to let them choose. And then don't force, bribe, or coerce your child to eat, or reward them with like a dessert or something, because this kind of creates the association that eating is a chore, and then they don't really want to do it. So and then the next thing is, this is one of my biggest tips, is don't offer alternative meals, alternative snacks, or anything like that, or be what's called a short order cook. So make sure that if you made a meal for the whole family, give your child that same meal, and don't offer, a PB&J if they don't eat it or anything, because what a lot of parents worry about, and rightfully so, is they don't want to starve their kid. They don't want their kid to go without a meal. But it's totally okay, actually, if your kid goes without 1 or 2 meals, because eventually they'll realize, oh, like, I need to start eating this food that my parents give me, or else I won't be eating. So, and then that way it kind of puts the power back into balance between the two of you. And then plan your snacks and beverages, like I mentioned earlier, making sure that you're planning out when he is going to have his snacks, just to make sure that he doesn't get full on the snacks, the milk, the juice, or anything like that before your actual meal. That's another good way to get them to eat. And then the last thing is, if your child's picky with trying new foods, research shows that you have to offer your child a new food at least 10 to 12 times before he actually adjusts to the new tastes and textures and stuff like that. So like I mentioned earlier, don't force, coerce, bribe, reward them, or anything like that. Just simply offer it, and if they say no, leave it on their plate, and then continue to offer it, but don't push it. So those are really all my tips. You can find a lot more information like that from Ellen Satter. She's got a lot of great books and resources, so definitely check her out. And also give us a call at WIC if you want to talk about it more, if you want more resources and stuff like that. So thank you. Bye.